Hey guys, let's talk about something really interesting. There was an official release of a video by Studio Peria, which was around 9 minutes in length. The video was about the 20th anniversary of the celebration of Naruto, which was titled Road to Naruto. This video was a compilation of the entire Naruto story in its modern animation, and it looks amazing. Which begs the question, when are we gonna get a Naruto Remaster? We kinda do need a Naruto Remaster. And if we are gonna get it, I do have some thoughts I wanted to put out there concerning the animation, and it's quite the discussion. It's really funny how people are excited for a Naruto Remaster than a Boruto episode, which goes to show you how far Boruto as a series has fallen for fans because people, like me, are even using this as an opportunity to throw straight shots at Boruto. It seems Naruto was Masashi's magnum opus because Boruto in its current state just isn't it. At least for me personally, so if you like Boruto, good for you. But let's get back to the topic at hand. I think we do need a Naruto Remaster in this quality. Something without filler, something like Dragon Ball Kai. The entire Naruto series is roughly around 700 episodes in total, with filler included. Part 1 is 220 episodes and Shippuden is 500 episodes more or less. So removing the fluff and filler, the total number of canon material I estimate should be around 270 to 300 episodes. And with this, I feel they have an opportunity here. Taking a look at the new gen anime such as Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, or even My Hero Academia, regardless of what you might feel about any of the said anime I just listed, you have to agree that the one thing they do not joke with is the quality of the animation. They are usually released in batches, season after season, with a substantial gap between each release, and in this way, I feel that they have a lot of time to animate, correct and retouch the episodes while delivering it to us on a week-by-week basis. Just look at Demon Slayer. The quality of the animation is top tier, and rather than rushing to animate its already completed story, they take their time and reanimate it at their own pace. Hence, quality animation is what we get as the finished product. So, what I'm thinking that they should do with Naruto is, they need to break it down. Part 1 can be roughly 72 episodes, and I say this while comparing it to the fan-made Naruto Kai edit made by a fan. It might not really be a good estimate, but let's take it hypothetically and have these episodes really focus on giving us good animation, and part 2 should be broken down into 2 parts. Naruto's return all the way to the pain fight as part 1, and the 5 Kage summit to the end of the series as part 2, while delivering constant quality throughout. This would be a dream come true, to be honest, because just look at the new animation, bro. It looks really good, but not without its issues, and that's what I kinda wanna talk about now. I love the new art, I really do. It's just that I have a small gripe with it. You can call it nitpicking if you want, but I feel I make some genuine arguments here. The new animation is kinda the same type of animation we see at the end of the Naruto series all the way to Boruto. So either you love it or hate it. But what it does different is that it does add more effects with the shadow and the color pop out a bit more. And the animation of certain elements is great overall. My major gripe with the new art is that they look clean. Sometimes too clean. With this style in particular, most of the characters look just as handsome as Minato, which kind of takes me out of it. I like the fact that they fix the anatomy of certain scenes and use a consistent art style throughout, but I feel it kind of lacks that Masashi Kishimoto authenticity, because the old animations, they had only references from the manga, so you will get that they were trying to a certain degree, emulate Masashi Kishimoto's style at that moment, which is kind of funny because with Masashi's Art Evolution, it is said that he was also trying to emulate the style of the anime, particularly Tetsuya Nishio and his reference sheets. But with the new animation, the manga references are thrown out the window for a more modern, consistent style, which is fine, but in comparison, I feel certain scenes work better trying to emulate the old style. I personally am not really a fan of the new look. It kinda looks too clean for me, making it lose that grit the old animation used to have. The lines are thinner and the colors are less punchy, which makes it look really flat. Because looking at the manga, Masashi's art evolved as the time passed, and with the anime you can see a sort of evolution. This art evolution happens to most mangakas, but one mangaka who comes to mind whenever I think about this concept is Tite Kubo. As we can see here, comparing his old art to the new one, there's a massive change in the look, but it still kinda retains that bleach aesthetic. Heck, even Araki from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series also comes to mind. And David Production did both stylize each season to fit that specific art style. And not to forget the godfather of anime himself, Akira Toriyama, and his evolution of Dragon Ball art. So, I personally feel that a remastered version should still keep that early Kishimoto style. It's probably a hot take, I don't know, but it just makes sense to me. But don't get me wrong, I still really love the look of this new version, but let's compare some scenes I feel were better in the original. Let's take this scene for example. Head Naruto is introducing himself to Kakashi Sensei for the first time. In the newer version, the art is more consistent with the newer art style, but with the older version, we can see a closer emulation of the manga material. It's just a minor nitpick, but hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. And also, you might have missed the shot, but this scene right here when Naruto is crying with the stolen scroll in his hand. Let's look at the original manga panel. Here's the first animation scene, and here is the new animation. Objectively, the new animation is better. It has a better look overall. I think Naruto was supposed to have this ugly crying face, and the old animation depicts it better than the newer version, which makes him look really good. Which is a weird thing to say, right? But let's take One Piece for example. Oda draws his characters with exaggerated expressions all the time to convey their feelings, right? Imagine if the animation studio sort of corrected it so that it looks better and anatomically correct. But in doing so, it kind of loses that feeling Oda was trying to communicate to you, the viewer. One more thing I wanted to add to the Kid Naruto section is the part where he got kissed by Tsunade. Take a look at the manga panel, the original anime adaptation, and finally, the newer version. What do you think? Okay, enough of that. Let's look at Shippuden. Shippuden in particular, I would say wouldn't necessarily benefit too much from these changes because looking at the episodes close to the ending, they do use a similar art style, especially the fight at the end. But let's start at the beginning, the scene where Naruto meets Sasuke after the time skip. Is it crazy I prefer the old animation to the new one? Sasuke looks better in the old animation for me personally. Not to say the animation of that part was top tier because it really wasn't. It just got some angles right where it fits my personal taste. Another comparison I wanted to make is the Shikamaru crying scene. In the original manga panel, Shikamaru is seen crying with a cigarette in his mouth. In the original anime adaptation, the cigar is censored out but he still retains that exact look. In the newer one, well, it's kinda tricky. The newer animation really looks better, especially in showing the emotion of Shikamaru. This one in particular is a personal preference sort of thing. Which one you feel is better at showing Shikamaru's grief at the time? And basically that's what this whole video is about. It's about personal preference. I'm just trying to point out certain things that I found to be interesting to take a look at. Not necessarily bashing the new animation, quite the contrary actually. So in the end, what do you prefer? Adapting Kishimoto's style or having a new competent standard style throughout? Last but not the least, let's look at the scene where Sasuke learns the truth about Itachi. In the 20th anniversary version, we can see his tears starting to bleed, like he finally gained Amaterasu, which is a nice and innovative add-on to the new animation. And the old version does its thing by accurately animating the original panels. So, pick your poison. I could go on and on, comparing scenes from both the old and new versions for you to pick the versions you prefer, but that would make the video unnecessarily long. Like I said, this is not to dunk on the new animation because I honestly like the new animation. It looks really good as a matter of fact. It's just a minor thing that bugged me while watching it. Lastly, one thing I wanted to point out was about certain scenes with Sasuke, especially the scenes that depict his descent into darkness. The first one being after he fought Naruto, the second one being where he sacrificed Karen to kill Danzo, and the third when he was finally going to fight Naruto at the end. And if you notice, this new animation has a sort of flat papery style, which is due to the use of cross-hatching for emphasis. What do you guys personally think of it? I really want to know. But their original anime counterpart did kind of follow those scenes to the letter, and the scene that I feel was done well especially was when Sasuke was killing Danzo. I kinda still feel that the original is better. It gives you that feeling that he's actually enjoying what he's doing. Okay, enough comparisons. What do I really think about the new animation? I have probably said this multiple times in a video, but I honestly think it looks really good. And if this project will lead to a Naruto remaster, it would be amazing because certain animation mistakes could be fixed, especially the infamous pain fight. The old animation might have used exaggeration for emphasis, but it seems the newer version will rectify those issues. And the one thing the Naruto showrunners excel at are fight scenes, so I would be excited to watch a newly animated fight scene because the movements alone look stunning. Just take a look at this scene. The new animation tool has this thing where there's a slight shade on the character amidst the normal single shade they always use, giving it some sort of depth to the new animation. The colors are now vibrant and corrected. Some scenes have different tints to complete the vibe of the scene, and the blood looks thicker. Lastly, the effects look better. And with the added anatomy corrections, it's a great look overall. Okay, so after hearing my thoughts, you might think I feel the old animation is better, which I honestly don't. I just feel it captures some scenes way better than the new animation, but overall I kinda prefer it as a definitive version of the Naruto story for newcomers. It looks good, it feels good, and it's definitely something I would recommend to even OG Naruto fans as a means to experience the series all over again, if they cut out the filler of course. But in the end, let me know what your thoughts are about this 20th anniversary video. Do you agree with me or do you think I'm full of shit? Let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, please hit like. It would be helping me and the channel a lot. Subscribe for more content like this and always remember to keep moving forward.
お前は一体